Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome. I will turn my camera on in just 1 second. But thank you so much for joining. I hope you guys heard that amazing FedNow webinar. It was really good.
hmm
Awesome. I think there was a quick change. We just finished that, so we're coming online for this. Um, I definitely want to give us a little bit. Donald, welcome. Shan, oh my gosh, wow, we have like everyone's like joining right now. I'm very happy. So we'll give a little bit of time for people to join from outside of Bank Social. We have X community, which showed up. Thank you guys so much. That was awesome. But we want to give them just a few minutes to join. There's about 50 people on right now, but I want to make sure that we give them a second. Also, if you guys don't mind, Bank Social team, I want to introduce you guys in a second. So if you give me like 2 minutes, I'm going to just reach out. John's like, what's going on? Let me add him as well. So yeah, that was a wonderful call. Thank you actually, Catherine and JT and some of the Bank Social team that also helped us shape that to help credit unions and also some of the community. Before John joins, if you guys don't mind, I hate to put you guys on the spot, but could you guys introduce yourself to the community? Catherine?
Yeah, absolutely.
First, yeah, thank you so much.
I'll start. My name is Catherine Baca, and I'm the Director of Sales and Client Success for CU Books, which is the shared services arm of Bank Social. A little bit newer to the team, so I appreciate patience as I catch up. But it's been a great time so far. I think I've been on board for about 3 months now, and I'm learning new stuff every day. But you guys, that FedNow webinar that we just got off of, that was awesome. I loved seeing how many people were viewing, and the questions that were being asked from the community were just absolutely wonderful. JT?
Thank you. I agree. That was really, really special. And it was great to see Elizabeth, one of our huge advocates from Great Lakes on there. Jonathan Taylor, JT, Converge Accelerator Director, and one of the sales execs and growth execs here at Bank Social. Excited to be here.
All right, Justin.
Hi, everyone. Justin Hansen, Director of Secure Relations and Government Engagement. Joined Bank Social 6 months ago in June and came from the United States Secret Service as a senior special agent, where I was supervising the Financial Crimes Task Force, and happy to be a part of the Bank Social team. Thank you.
Donald?
Me? No. Oh, there you go, Don.
Sir, I didn't know I was getting one of the Hollywood squares. I would have dressed up and put on a collared shirt. But,
Nice reference.
for those who remember the Hollywood Square show, but I work with John primarily.
We reference the Brady Bunch.
Brady Bunch as well. Yeah.
That was about the same time frame. I've probably been at Bank Social maybe 6-8 months, but I work in the product management area and have spent really my career in financial services, primarily here in Chicago at the Northern Trust Company, where I ran product management strategy for the bank.
Amazing. And I mean, do you want to introduce yourself?
I can. Did you introduce yourself?
No, it's Sarah. I was by my window. It's really foggy here in Dallas, so I looked at the fog thing, but I'm Sarah Kadar. Hello. But John, you should introduce yourself.
Yep. So I'm John Wingate. I'm the founder and CEO of Bank Social. We just got off that really cool webinar with the Fed. I know you guys jumped on. I don't know if you guys caught it all, but what a great webinar, huh, Sarah? It really was a great webinar.
Also, and so, I'm the marketing director here. I didn't know we were giving our titles, but
okay, sorry. Some people don't. We should probably get a little more consistent with how.
Well, one thing I want to say, John, is like the community showed up in like around 500 people showed up.
So yeah, I know. It was amazing. Yeah, and I didn't even post. I didn't even have to post. No, I'm just... No, it was really
They just follow you
Don't
now.
tell Sarah that. Don't tell Sarah that.
no, they don't. Obviously, they don't follow me. Like they just show up. Like no matter what, they just show up. So yeah, it's great. It's magic, and we've got so many great things going up. I think we just released some things. I won't say what we released, but if you're looking, you'll find them. And I know we've got some more announcements just back to back stacked, and everything is really going. I think off of the heels of base. Have we done a live since base, Sarah?
No. And I will say this, we're going to do a better job of blasting it out through email and other push notifications, so you guys don't have to just see it on social. But if you can check social on X, that's or verified chat, that's when you're going to really know when you can be an early adopter and kind of be first to experience some of the new features. Base has definitely not been announced.
No, but either way, I mean, yeah, we didn't really announce that. We maybe did on LinkedIn a little bit, but I mean, just since our internal strategic planning, we haven't done a live spaces, and there's been a lot that's happened, especially with the DAO, especially with some of the things we've got going on. Have you seen, Justin? Have you seen in the verified chat the new DAO dashboard?
I have not.
Oh, really?
I don't think I have. No.
John, do you think you could share it on your screen or send me a screenshot?
Yeah, you know what? I can share it on my screen.
Okay,
Give me 1 second.
cool.
Yeah, all right.
So,
You're right. I am.
also, real quick. So this is a new opportunity for people that want to vote, stay in, just follow BSL token. We haven't had that one platform for people to access that. And who's the guy from? I feel bad that I can't remember his name. There's a member of the DAO that was integral in this. Justin?
Oh yeah, Jeremy. Yeah, Jeremy. Yeah, we've been working with Jeremy for he's a delegate, right? Right, Sarah? Jeremy, the delegate.
He's a wonderful designer. He's badass. I can curse. It's B2C, not B2B. He's badass, and he did a really great job on this.
All right, you guys see that? So why don't you put us up in the 4Q? Okay, there you go. Put us up to the side, Sarah, so we can see more of the full screen. So yeah, this is really exciting because we've been working on a number of things here. Some of these things are going to change, but you can see this is all live data from the entire ecosystem and what's been going on. All the latest proposals, all the latest temp checks, the number of registered Gov users on the Gov site, certainly, looking at bringing in other data to this, but really a dashboard for the community to be able to check things. I'm not going to show you everything because there's some cool stuff in here, some metrics, some about stuff, who the delegates are, how you can reach out, being able to connect your wallet to get some access to things that aren't in there. We're on the kind of the edge of being able to deliver a multi-sig experience out of this as well, so that the DAO can do different things, locking, freezing. There's a lot of different things that are going to be in here and in some of the toolings and the metric areas once you connect your wallet. But we won't show this yet. We're probably going to be putting up. I know that the delegates have had this in their hands for about just under a week now. And we've started to get some feedback on it and started to look at kind of, where things could go and
and you can vote. Remember, you can also vote with staked BSL tokens.
Yep. So we made a number of upgrades over the last week and got a number of upgrades coming. So now being able to vote with your staked BSL, that was a big one. I know that there's still, I think there's an outstanding voting issue, but it really has to do with the vote system and how we took that over as an open source project from the Hedera community. And have since been building on top of it, upgrading it, and now it's probably the next iteration we're going to be putting out here is going to be integrated directly into that BSL DAO dashboard that you saw, and kind of be integrated in with a lot of the secure technologies that we have, the wallet protection mechanisms that we have for some of these additional features that are coming down the pike. So yeah, it's really, really cool and really exciting stuff here. And I think last week we actually did our first, hey, Cheyenne, cool. member from the CU Books team. How cool.
I was going to ask her if she was okay with it, but maybe let her introduce, if you don't mind, Cheyenne.
Yeah, Cheyenne. Yeah, please.
You don't have to go on camera, like no pressure, but if you want to say hi.
Hello, how is everyone? Happy to be here.
Hey, Cheyenne, why don't you introduce yourself real quick?
Yes, I am Cheyenne Brown. I am the Director of Accounting for CU Books, which Catherine mentioned is a part of the Shared Services branch.
Yep. And as we start to do things, like we're actually who did we lose? Sarah? As we're talking about.
I'm here. I'll be right back. I have to do something for work.
As we've been looking at upping the way the BSL token is used in our ecosystem, we just got done with a really robust audit by, one of the foremost kind of third-party auditors for regulators. And, we just have to stay compliant. And part of that reconciliation was how we utilize the BSL token in our ecosystem, how we utilize the DAO and the SLP and the liquidity, how we are reconciling the loans and all the outstanding loans, and then tokenizing those into RUSD and the audits for the RUSD. So, we just got out of that. And part of, what we're the CU Books team and the accounting team at CU Books is, starting to integrate those operational capabilities. And that's one of the reasons why we merged together, was bringing that expertise and then starting to wrap that into how Web3, how our tokenized ecosystem, how the BSL token, how the RUSD token, how other tokens like stable coins, identity tokens, all these things, how they get tied out into transactions, and how we start to have Cheyenne and her team start to leverage these tools for more effective and efficient reconciliations, auditable reconciliations, both for the financial institutions and things like the DAO and the token, and how we get audited on how everything is being held and maintained and pegged, so that it survives all that strict scrutiny that comes through whenever regulators, the NCUA, the Fed, FinCEN, whoever that may be, that comes into, ultimately ensure that things are functioning as they need to be. So yeah, really excited about what we've been able to bring together. And we have a really big initiative, even though we finished that audit and everything came out great, we always want to enhance and improve the capability of how we're merging the DAO and on-chain analytics, and how we're taking that into financial institutions, and how we're taking existing methods and tool sets that exist in the financial institution space and making them more robust, right? Like that's some of what we've been working on with Justin and Secura and all the exciting things we're doing there with the different credit unions and community members that we've been able to engage with, assist, prevent things from happening with, recover things for people when it does ultimately potentially go wrong. So yeah, it's extremely exciting. And, I think the Fed call right before this underscored just how much we've done and just how far we've come. All the financial institution partners that utilize our services, great partners like the Fed. I think Donald now, we're partnered with Plaid, Finicity, MasterCard. We're partnered with so many great partners in bringing this robust financial experience to the community, to the DAO community, to the BankSocial community, and then to all those financial institutions, so that same experience and that BSL token and that BSL infrastructure and ecosystem, and then of course that BankSocial infrastructure and ecosystem are interoperable and work seamlessly together. What was that, Sarah? What was that you were saying over here?
So one of the biggest announcements that we have coming, stocks are there. We have a lot of our alpha testers out there, but one of the most exciting things that I feel like nobody talks about is we're the only self-custody wallet that offers crypto, right? Self-custody and stocks. Robinhood doesn't do that. Cash App, like there's no other app.
Yeah, and I think at this point, we've been teasing out the card for a while. Several people have one in their hands. I have one in my hands. And at this point, because of the holidays, it's probably going to stretch it out slightly. But we're shooting for a first of next year, like very beginning of next year, rollout on the cards as well. So I think, like you said, Sarah, stocks is there. We just did some big updates, rolling out some new tokens as well on the self-custody side with Solana. We have some other tokens that we're going to be rolling out on the exchange. And now that Finicity, MasterCard, Plaid, ACH, we've got a few other partners behind the scenes are now available. It really opens up a whole new world for the DAO and the community, the BankSocial community, the users of the app.
And I think for some of the community, there were some questions that came in on the last call that we can kind of maybe expand on, which is how does BSL fit into all this, right? We have our mobile wallet, which is our community and things that we're doing, and all these great things we're doing with credit unions. And I think a lot of the community is now seeing we have stocks.
Yeah, and now the DAO and the BSL token and the liquidity, the social lending pool, the SLP is now being utilized in international token liquidity transfers. And the DAO and the BSL token holders, there's a small reward that gets sliced off of each one of those and distributed through the BSL token ecosystem. So there's a lot of really amazing things that are happening right now implementing the token. And I know, Donald, you and I have talked about other interesting ways to continue to expand on the token use in the ecosystem and how that continues to be leveraged and how that continues to be rolled out in more novel ways, including, I think we had a vote that we had an issue with the voting tool for the last couple of days, but that vote.
Well, we're going to open back.
Yeah, we're going to open that back up, but that vote essentially puts about $1 million of SLP in basically a liquidity, a transparent liquidity operation that turns into, whatever the DAO voted on, which I think is a 10 basis point turn on it. So really exciting. It's being integrated into really every facet, this kind of, cooperative infrastructure that we've built that includes everything up to and including the Fed and the credit unions that are sitting on the other side of it. It's really powerful. It's really exciting.
Donald, did you want to comment on that at all?
No,
I gave you like a little volley and you were like,
I think John's got it.
Well, you can at least validate, Donald, that you're not shaking your head no, right? Like these things that are
happening. But I would say recently we've done a lot of work with partners, and we're really trying to work with folks who can support our growth and match with our strategy. So, I don't think I'll get in trouble by saying we've last week we had a discussion with Nacha, and we're going to be joining a number of their councils and providing leadership around stable coins and some things that they're doing. I don't think I'll get in trouble for saying that. We have been working with MasterCard and Finicity as part of our on-ramping. Plaid doesn't, we're with Plaid now. They don't cover everybody. They cover about 70%. So MasterCard and Finicity will grab some gaps, and I don't think I'll get in trouble with saying we've signed a contract with them. We're doing some work and looking at our money transmitter licenses and how we get support from those, and looking at can we get access to New York, which is a gap. So we're I don't think I'll get in trouble saying that.
We've
we're talking to a couple people.
Technically, I think we've got the access. It's just
around that.
When and how do we roll it out? Because New York's one of those very interesting places, right, Donald?
Yeah.
I'm New York, not Donald. He's Chicago.
Yeah, and if everybody doesn't know, getting money transmitter license is very difficult. Every state has their own requirements. They often ask you to set up bonds. It's not getting access to money transmitter license in states is very, very difficult. John mentioned our credit and debit card. We've just signed an agreement to get those rolled out. We're targeting the 15th of next month. That may be, if you look at pessimistic, optimistic, most likely that might be optimistic. But despite the holiday, we'll keep building. We hope to have both the credit and debit card available to all our clients, as well as a private white label offering in the credit union. So we've got a tremendous amount of partnerships and vendors going on. But again, we've been aligning ourselves with large firms that support our strategy, but can also can support our growth as well.
I just wanted to say one thing. There's a question about Soulflare Wallet that supposedly offers stocks. They're not regulated, so we don't like. Sometimes we don't have to answer these questions, but I think that's like.
Yeah, I think we should answer these questions. I think we should also answer kind of the differentiators too. Of even though there may be, you know, some, whether they're self custody or not self custody, there's some other people in the space that offer, you know, crypto and stocks, but. You know, I think one of our major differentiators is that we have become a registered investment advisor with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. And so our robo advisor, which is now actually in the app, if you look at it, I think some people can get access to it right now. But that robo advisor, that robo wealth advisor, that intelligent advisors, it's not just advising you on stocks, it's really advising you on your financial health, your financial picture, as it connects into more of, you know, as you connect it in and we build more connectivity into it, that robo advisor, that robo advisory that can help you with your stocks and help you with your investing can also help you with other parts of your life. And that's one of those tools that we've brought to our financial institution partners that have really helped them hyper personalize the connectivity between them and the consumer, so that the consumer can understand their self better, can understand, you know, financial projections and financial outcomes better. And when we combine, you know, kind of digital money, self-ownership and digital money, which is really what credit unions provide. And we mash that up with the Web3, the DAO, the tokens, all the ecosystems we have, we really get this robustness of ecosystem. You know, and I've been saying it for years, you know, where we drive down the costs, we increase the security and the protection of people. And really we get to a place where finance is no longer a burden. It's just a seamless part of your everyday life.
I think we lost Sarah.
Did we? That's cool. That's cool. I mean,
I'm still here. I'm off camera because I know how
she's there.
when I'm working and typing. But I wanted to give an opportunity for some people from the verified chat maybe to jump on and say hi. John is on normal spaces. Also, if anyone has any questions, is there anything that maybe they might want to contribute to? I was just trying to do like a fun surprise for the community so they could join if they're part of the verified chat. You guys good with that? With our last few minutes we have? I think one of the other big things to say is like Secura. We didn't really touch on that. We have been inundated, I think, with a lot of people that have fallen victim to a lot of horrible things. And John, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. does his every Friday. Let me go back on camera, I guess. So every Friday with Carlo D'Angelo from Stablecoin, right, John? You'll be doing that tomorrow.
Stablecoin Solutions.
I just invited him as well. I think that's an important thing for a lot of the community to just be a part of, so they're not, you know, victim to pig butchering and just whatever. I mean, you guys cover a lot of stuff there. I'm not saying just that. And that kind of ties into Secura because we have Justin on. So if you want to touch on that a little bit, and Justin, unfortunately, I'm not going to pick on you. I'll pick on John. I want Justin to share.
Pick on Justin for a little bit. Let him talk.
I'm happy.
A little bit about all the work I mean, I volunteer with like children and stuff, but I feel like Justin does the real good work in the world. You know?
No, for Secura, we're getting better and better every single day. The team is growing, and it's a great team we put together. It's got current law enforcement, former law enforcement, and BankSocial team members. We have 3-prong approach that we're taking. The first prong is proactive. We're making sure, doing our best, that our clients, when they're sending funds through crypto, that they kind of get like a gauge on who they're sending it to, so they get some feedback on the address that they're sending it to, whether it's a high risk, low risk, medium risk. So that kind of gives them a little preemptive security. But it happens to all of us at some point, and I shouldn't say all of us, but it happens to a lot of us in the crypto world, that you'll know people that have been scammed or out of their funds or sent funds to an address because they were socially engineered or pig butchering scams. And if that happens, we have the team ready and standing by to help assist, freeze, actually locate through chain analysis, Reactor, and different software programs and platforms we use. But we'll locate those funds on the blockchain. We'll trace them. We can have the opportunity to blacklist funds if we find them on the suspect's hot wallets. And then when they make it to centralized exchanges, we do our best to freeze them there and then try and get those returned either through our law enforcement contacts or our legal team that's associated with us. And then we also have our third prong, which is helping the community members either through verified chat or through anyone that reaches out to us. It doesn't matter what platform they use or what crypto they're investing in. If people have questions, we're always there to assist them, answer them so they're not socially engineered out of their hard-earned funds or they don't fall for pig butchering. So we're also there for our community members. So it's like a three-prong approach, but we do our best to assist our clients and community.
Yep. Awesome. I think Sarah's down.
I'm not down. I was just trying to
down and out. Sarah's down and out.
I'm back. I was just trying to work in the background. So I was hoping someone from the community would jump on through
Or at least, most of the time, I think, Sarah, what we mostly see with the community is they mostly just ask us questions and they want us to field them, especially when it comes to video. Space is a little bit easier because it's easier to get in. It's just, they just click request. But
video is
whole. Restream is a whole thing. It's a whole ordeal. You have to,
verified. Where's Nat? Where's Nat? I feel like Nat would come up.
She probably would. Where is she? We should bring her.
That's what I was kind of hoping.
It would be cool, Sarah. Actually, you should talk with her and talk with maybe a couple other community members and just have them as more rotating people, community members that just come on and talk with us. Just like how we occasionally have a credit union on a webinar with us on the financial institution side. We should just have like Natalie or one of our great community members join us up here and, kind of have the voice of the community and maybe field those questions from the community.
I think that would be amazing. And then also just as a reminder to the community, we always are open to questions. I have, I'll drop it again in the verified chat. I have a running kind of like a Google form that you guys can drop it in there. We'll get to it when we can on the spot. It has to be topical, right? So if we're talking about credit unions, it's going to be hard to talk about the BSL token, right? But we can get to it now. So I was hoping, and I actually wanted, John, for you to answer a couple of things. So the wait list for the cards, that's good. They'll be notified once the digital.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. So I think we've got, I can't remember the exact number, but the amount of the way that worked was they got a notification, then they were able to go in and select either getting a physical or virtual card. I think at the time that we first did it, we had only Google, and now we're going to have Google and Apple Pay wallets. So we were kind of selective in that first wave of people that we allowed to get into the card program because it had to be that's where we had it on first. But this next wave will be both Google and Apple. And what will happen is we'll release that in waves and chunks, just like we just did with stocks. We released that in waves and chunks, and now that's out. And so we're going to do that with card, continue to sign up for the card. And then based on the platform and your use of the ecosystem, we're going to have some cool gamification things in there for the metal card. Some people already have qualified for the metal card based on other things they've done with the ecosystem. I think some of the founders holders, I can't remember exactly what the qualifications were for that, but some people have already been notified for a metal card.
It's a minimum. It's gamified, but
it's gamified. I think we had a few different things that we're not going to disclose those right now, but there will be a gamified way. If you're not automatically qualified for a black metal card, there will be a gamified way to get a black metal card, but everybody will be able to spin up a virtual card that they can use and tap to pay, load with their crypto, buy things with. It's really awesome. And then that metal card will be that, and it's a sweet metal card too. I wonder if let me see if I think I have it over here. Hold on. Yep, I have it.
Does anyone else get the giggles on these calls?
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
love it.
Have we
So-
ever?
Tom's rooting through his wallet or wherever he is.
I'm starting a GoFundMe to get John like a Starlink.
Oh no, it's not that. It's not that. So have we showed this yet?
I've showed it
Not that
on.
I'm aware of, but maybe we have before I've showed up.
That it looks really cool. That is this is the box.
Yeah.
That's really cool. You can see there. Oh, it's like carbon. You can barely see. Let me get the light right on it. You can kind of see it there. Can you guys see that shining a little bit? It says carbon.
It's very
The
fancy.
icon. And then we've got that, which is really cool. You can read that when you get it. And then of course the activation and the actual card itself with the activation. So we're really excited about that guy going to everybody, and there will be a gamified experience for the metal card and everything. So it's really cool. Yeah, there's a lot of really exciting stuff, you know, on the metal card and on the card in general. Again, continue to sign up. People are getting access to that, and we'll have Apple, those people who maybe have been early but have an Apple device that haven't gotten access to it. Likely you'll be some of the first to get access to it in this next wave, you know, either later this year or early next year.
Well, that's exciting, John. My only question is, does it have a better paint job on it than my Delta Platinum card? Because I need a new card every year.
So this thing is, listen to this.
Excuse me, who designed it? I did.
Okay.
Look at how thick that thing is. This ain't your regular. This ain't your regular. You know, cheesy half plastic with a laminate. This thing is.
Well, I thought he meant.
See,
By the way, this is
John,
not
I needed that yesterday to scrape my windshield.
But
Oh, absolute window scraper. And this thing is, you know, like anodized metal. So it is
There
a
we go.
sweet
I love
card.
it.
It's a sweet card. So
That's
absolutely,
cool.
you know, multi-purpose tool, you know, Chinese throwing star, like whatever you want. It's there. It's ready to
Card
go.
into the dorm room if you forget your key. Whatever.
That's right. Exactly.
so can you guys hear me, or am I?
Yeah, we can hear you, Sarah.
So I would
we can hear
love. One, John, we have 8 a.m. every Friday with Carlo D'Angelo, which is 8 a.m. Is it 9 a.m. our time?
Central.
It's
It's
New York.
central.
No, it's 8 central.
It's Central.
Is that 8 Central?
So I would love if anybody's, you know, kind of listening in from the community, you can totally send questions in from there.
And that's a Spaces too.
Somebody said, how do we get our hands on it? I just joined. Well, sign up on the wait list.
That's right. Sign up on the wait. Let's go in so here's how you do it. Let me just show this. You go in the app. Hold on.
By the way, John, don't hate me for this. I'll go on camera just to repeat. Someone said move to Metallicus. Does Metallicus have a card, or are they integrated with it? This is just me being, you know, messy.
No.
But
I don't want to. We don't need.
You don't like to do it, but somebody posted it. But like,
even.
yeah. So
I don't know. I don't know.
Also, Gemini, be careful with that.
I hope they do a lot of really cool stuff. I'm rooting
too.
for everybody in this space to become just the greatest version of themselves that they can absolutely be. I don't know what they have. I know that we've got tons of great stuff. We've got tons of credit unions that are on our platform. You know, we're doing great stuff with the Fed, great stuff with MasterCard, great stuff with Visa, great stuff with so many other even vendors that I'm probably forgetting. Jack Henry, right? We just got on the Jack Henry vendor show.
Nvidia.
I'm being, by the way, let me do it. So
I think, you know, I think
the questions, no, I'll say it. I think the questions need to
I want to show people how to get the card, because I
know, John, but I'm just saying.
Let me just show you how to do this. It's real simple. You tap on get the card, and then, oh, there we go. Pretty much you just tap on that button down there and you get the card. So, yeah, I mean, you know, what we have to offer is really unique, and we know it's what our community really wants and really needs to be able to function both here and internationally. We know it's what our credit union partners need to function, to innovate, to stay ahead of the game. We know it's how you know, ecosystems. Okay, what are you doing, Sarah? What are you doing?
Only we can see.
So
that was me. Like that was a secret thing between us. You shouldn't say that.
okay. All right. So it's I wish them all the success in the world, but we've got an offering that is resonating with all of our partners, resonating with all the financial institutions we deal with, is bridging the gap between, certainly to say that you don't need a credit card right now is just not a reality. I'd love to play with stablecoin everywhere. I'd love to pay with, Bitcoin everywhere. You just can't right now. And so we've created the bridge, the best of all worlds, where you can hold real Bitcoin, melt it down immediately, and utilize it immediately. And as these new rails, like the FedNows, like the stable coins, as these things start to be more permeable in our everyday lives, as agentic commerce, and I tell my app, hey, just go ahead and buy that Amazon. Just go ahead and buy whatever in my Amazon cart. And it comes back and says, hey, look, I'm the robo broker. I've looked at everything. You shouldn't buy it. You've got another payment coming out. And by the way, you should buy a stock instead of buying that driver. And then in 3 months, we can buy that stock. You want to do that instead? We really feel like there's a bridge that needs to be created where you can't just only focus on the leading edge. And certainly I think that we have some bleeding and leading edge in our technology portfolio. You also, though, have to maintain, certainly for the guy who's a Web3 super ahead of the curve person, maybe they have a way to conglomerate together some, Web3 only solution. But when we go and sell to our financial institution partners, and when we look at the 200 plus million people in the United States and the, 4 to 5 billion people around the world that really could leverage this, but that don't need to know why and how stablecoin does this and how a liquidity bridge works and how a DEX works and all those things, for those people, for the common people, we see these tools and these systems as being necessary in the interoperability layer of the transition to these newer systems like a FedNow, like an RTP, like a stable coin, like a tokenized deposit, and all these other manifestations that are going to be coming out. So I think we love the competition, and we think that there are so many great vendors out in the world. I think, Becky was out at Filene yesterday, Big Bright Minds, and I think there was a great representation of some really fantastic companies that are looking in the space. And what I loved about it is, certainly they've all got things that they love, or they've all got things that they are working on and they're selling in the market. And I think that what's really great is that it's resonating. These new technologies and these capabilities are resonating with financial institutions. And we just are super excited and happy to be a leader alongside a few of these other guys in the space that are pushing forward and breaking barriers for us all to win and move forward as a society, because that's what this is really all about. It's not about a single provider winning or a single provider, taking the entire market. It's really about evolving, breaking down the barriers of finance so that we can continue to evolve at a pace and at a speed that, not only is what we want and what we expect from our financial institution partners and from our, financial lives, but that doesn't bring inherently more risk with it or require, a very limited use case, right? We really have to bring something to market that combines all of those life experiences and all of those life events into a seamless financial orchestration layer.
Okay, thank you, John, for that very good answer. I just had to address that person. So
I wanted to address it fully, that we love everybody, and
I love everyone too. It's just,
well, if I can comment on that, like coming from I've been in the credit union space now for 18 years, having just come on to BankSocial 2 months ago. I love that response because as I've learned about this community and I've learned about the DAO and I've learned about everything, I'm looking at this thing going, oh my God, this is like the roots of the cooperative spirit of what created credit unions, really at the very beginning, when it was 5 people at a mill saying, we need a financial institution for us. Let's throw $5 into a shoebox and let's create a credit union. That's where this thing all started way back in the day. So the spirit, the cooperative spirit that this community has really goes back to the roots of what it means to be a cooperative financial institution. And so and we have to look at this in the same light. Credit unions really don't compete with each other, even though they do. Mentally, it's about collaboration and how can we help the movement. This is a movement that we're in and that we're really at the forefront of. So I think that that's a huge point. The other thing is that it's going to take multiple ships to get this thing done, because the change is now, and we have to get this done now for our financial institutions, or they're not going to survive, bottom line. And it's just going to take more hands than any one company can do. So I love that. I think that's a great response, John. And I think that it's up to us to model that cooperative ideology and spirit on this side of the coin, helping these financial institutions.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jonathan, I would say when I was at Northern Trust, we did a lot of work with Bank and York Mellon, and we coined the term frenemies, where we worked together, but we coined the term frenemies, that we worked together. Some businesses we competed in, some businesses we didn't.
For
but
sure.
Together we collaborated on a number of things, and it just worked well. And
sure.
in this space, there's room for plenty of people, and there's room for innovation and cooperation between multiple providers. So
iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, this business is just getting started.
Yeah, for sure. I love it.
Absolutely. Hey, Nate, what's going on?
Hey, everybody. I was battling some technical issues, but glad to be here. I was listening, though. Great spaces so far.
Absolutely. So do we have any other questions from the community, Sarah?
Did we touch on staking rewards tomorrow? So the BSL DAO has provided liquidity for the BankSocial exchange. And for the first time, the staking rewards will be affected by that. So that's really exciting.
Oh, cool. Very cool, Nate. That's awesome. Thanks for that update. What a great update.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for bringing that. All right. So, basically, Nate, you want to like maybe dive a little bit more into that? You want me to dive a little bit more into what that means?
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. But I will say that as a longtime crypto community member, this is one of the coolest things that I have seen in DeFi since I've been in crypto. So really, really exciting.
Absolutely. I think me too, right? So we've both been in this for so long, and we've seen these, economic engines come out. And I think we've taken the opposite approach, right? Like a lot of these other DeFi platforms started with these 30, 40, 50% unsustainable economic kind of, models. And we took the other approach, which was like, start with something that can build, but that has economic sustainability, not something that definitely doesn't have economic sustainability. And I think we're starting to see that economic sustainability come through in these various ways that the DAO is continuing to evolve right alongside, BSL, the token, and BankSocial, the entity. So super exciting, Nate. And that came from that liquidity provision that we're about to upgrade here in a little bit with when that vote goes through, right? We're going to take it from, I think it's at 100,000 right now, and we're going to take it to 1 million, which how exciting is that? How exciting is that?
Really awesome.
Really awesome. It's really cool. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Thanks for that, Nate. That's amazing. That's amazing. And that's dropping tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Fantastic. Wow. How amazing to be from where, and Justin, we probably like this side, those, let me see, what do I need to do here? Like that, Nate and Justin being here with the community, right? Even before BankSocial as a company was a thing, and we were still doing the BSL DAO, and even before the BSL DAO, when we were just kind of figuring out the compliance framework to get to where we are. So it probably hits a little different after all those years and seeing the evolution of where we have been and where we've come. And now, having the great team over here joining us is really magical, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. And I think as a community member too, it's even more exciting when BankSocial launches a new coin or token on the exchange, or we partner with a new credit union. It's just really cool to be so closely working together with the DAO. Just really exciting times for both.
Absolutely. So very cool. We're coming on probably about 5 or 6 minutes left, really, for content and context. Do we have any other open questions or open thoughts?
I think, I'm not sure if you guys saw it, the BankSocial merch, we're going to release that early next year. Maybe earlier.
That's really exciting, Sarah. What's coming?
Oh, wow. Funny you ask. We are actually going to have kind of our take on the BankSocial merch when we launch, but we are also going to take the community's feedback and create merch based on what they ask us and want from us. And, maybe it'll go to the DAO. Maybe it'll be a vote. I'm not quite sure, but that is launching early next year. We also have a very exciting thing happening. Is that too much alpha, Justin?
Could be.
We're coming up with a BankSocial coin as well. And coming from Justin, Justin, do you mind telling people a little bit about what that means and the, levity of something?
Sure. Yeah, it's a lot of people know, if you're in the law enforcement community or military community, that they have challenge coins, and we decided to design one for BankSocial, and it's going to have the BankSocial logo on one side, and then on the back it'll have a nice QR code that leads you to our website. So it's going to be a really nice challenge coin that I think that we will open to our members and clients and community folks to purchase if they want. It's going to be nice.
Very cool.
That's so exciting. I'm a longtime collector of challenge coins, so I cannot wait for our BankSocial challenge coin.
She has like the most rare challenge coins in the world. Like,
what?
I do have a couple of really rare ones. The most significant one. Yeah, the most significant one that I have is from the David Koresh event that happened in Waco.
Oh, that's right.
There's a total of 7 coins made, and I am an owner of one. And it was for the ATF agents that had been, there on the ground. And I actually spent some time with them. And this was well before the documentary went out, and we're not going to talk about opinions on all of that. There's a lot of things that I learned, but I housed, the Netflix team and all of the ATF agents and some of the FBI agents. And they were doing, so a little bit of my background. I managed hotels for almost a decade, both sales and operations. So this was at one of the hotels that I had opened in Waco, Texas. And they had, came to do all of the filming for the documentary. And as they left, they were in my office and they saw my array of challenge coins because I used to display them at the hotel. And one of them gave me their challenge coin. It was just absolutely heartwarming. But hey, we had a question come in. Are there any credit unions near St. Louis that we're working with? There's a couple that we're in early discussions with, but if you guys are part of a credit union, if you have a friend that works at a credit union, if there's any way that you guys as the community can help us facilitate these discussions and introductions and help push the credit unions, we would love to meet with you guys. You can reach out to me. My email address is catherine.vaca@banksocial.io. Find me on X. I'm brand new on there. I have like 2 followers.
Go follow everybody here. First off, go follow everody here for sure.
Okay. I'll just add a bunch of strangers tomorrow.
No, not you. I mean,
your transition was so smooth.
Follow our team.
Story, and then you're like, oh, I saw this question. She's so smooth. So I will drop sales@banksocial.io.
Sales@banksocial.io.
Yep.
That's perfect.
Yep. And as far as, we actually, it's funny because we had a credit union reach out to us probably 3 weeks ago, and we were on our second or third call with them. I don't know if Catherine, you were on that call, but I think Liz and Becky and I were on that call. And whenever we were talking to them, the guy was like, their CEO was like, I don't know if anybody's really asking for this stuff. And then Becky goes, like, a light bulb went off in her head. And she goes, wait, is this the credit union that guy on LinkedIn, every time we post, he asks about his credit union, Arkansas Federal Credit Union? And it
Yep.
was, and I was like, oh my God,
Yep.
Devin Coates. Like, I know who you're talking about. And the guy was like, and they, and they were like, do we know this? So I was like, well, just tell your team next time they say nobody here wants this stuff, say, well, Devin Coates wants it. He's on LinkedIn every time talking about it. So yeah, we know that we're working as fast as we can to get across the country. There certainly are credit unions currently that we have that can work with you across the country. No matter where you are, you can go on our website and look for those. But there's plenty of them. But in St. Louis, there certainly are some that are coming online that, as Catherine said, that will be able to work with you there more locally as they tie into the community and look at you as a member and everything like that.
Okay, well, in the last 3 minutes, we have Arturo, who has joined from, I think, downtown Dallas.
No, that's not even Dallas. That's somewhere.
That's Vegas,
Is it
baby.
Shanghai?
That's not Vegas.
Seattle.
Not Vegas. Where is that?
That is
Oh,
my
it's Seattle.
dear San Antonio.
There you go. All right.
Well, Arturo, thank you for joining.
Everyone, Arturo is my first follower. No, my second follower on Instagram, I think, or on X. I think Sarah was my first.
And I'm not following you,
gonna-
Catherine, yet.
So a couple of fake Johns followed me whenever I first started, and then Sarah and I was like, "Oh, John's following me," and she was like, "That's not John." So then we had to work to get some accounts removed, but we took care of it. I'm not sure if you are, if the real
All right,
you is
tell
or
me
not.
what your thing is right now, Kath.
Oh, I don't even know what it is. I'd have to go look.
My God. Look right
Just
now. Tell
follow her and then post it on your.
I'll send it to you in Slack, John.
us. Okay. All right.
Also, Indiana, St. Louis. We've heard someone just posted about Indiana, and also all 50 states. So this is coming soon. John Wright will post about it, I think, in the next week or two.
What's that? What are we posting next week or two?
Indiana, as far as a credit union, that's more to you, Catherine. But 50 states.
Mm-hmm.
That is also something that Donald dropped alpha around a second ago.
Oh, right. Being able to utilize our standalone wallet in all 50 states. Yeah, we're on the downhill side of that. Finalizing. I think we've brought on a couple new states in the last few months, and so a big push now through the end of year and then early next year on several of those features. We've actually moved Arturo. Arturo came to us. What has it been, like 4 months, Arturo?
It's been already 7 months.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So it's moving fast. So, we've moved him. He originally came to us so that we could have, and Arturo and I have worked together with part of our engineering team for been almost 12 years, 13 years, Arturo, 14 years.
Yes, from 2010 to 2015.
Yep. And so, almost 16, 17 years. So, we've worked together, and now Arturo, myself, and Donald are really, focusing on product delivery, things like what you saw with the DAO. We have a lot of Secura upgrades that have just gone into place, even more coming out there, all the states, all these connectivity, the stocks. We've got some really great stock features, especially with the robo advisory and things like that. So this team, kind of here is really focused on, that next iteration of what BankSocial is bringing to market. And we're moving faster than ever, guys. So it's really exciting. A lot of love for the community and for all the tough love we get sometimes, but certainly for all the, hardcore, diehard fans of everything that we've done. We couldn't be more grateful as we move into the end of the year and everything we've gone through. So yeah, it's really great. And it's really, really tremendous time for BankSocial and the general crypto ecosystem now that, we're coming into the new year. Strategic plans are mapped. We've talked to, I wouldn't be exaggerating if I said thousands of credit union executive teams over the last 3 months. We've exhaustively talked to probably every financial institution who's interested in this in the United States. And so it's here, it's about to go, everywhere now. And we're so excited to be right in the middle of it and bringing the DAO and the BSL community right inside of that experience as an integral and core part of that experience.
Okay. So can you guys hear me really quickly?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have one last question. I didn't realize I was off camera. So John, are you and Nate at each other's houses?
Yeah, we're sitting. Yeah, he's right now. He's like right around. Right here. Hey, Nate. Hey, how's it going,
We're
Nate?
going swimming after this. So,
We're going
I didn't
soon.
realize I was like,
Marco.
yeah.
oh my gosh, what a good 2 back-to-back lives, John. That was pretty awesome. But yeah, what a great, way to end out this week. Tomorrow, John, again, with Carlo, we'll post about it in a little bit. But yeah, is there anything else you guys wanted to share with the community? Final
Just
word.
thank you for your support.
Absolutely.
It's really cool to see this. Being new to the organization and kind of arriving out of fintech in an untraditional manner, like it's really cool to see just the support of everybody that uses the BankSocial wallet.
Amazing. Well, I hope you guys survive the Easter. Donald? Is it
It's cold in Chicago.
Yeah. And, San Antonio, I hope it treats you well, Arturo.
Central.
All right. Well, thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m.